Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. The energy in the room is giving me life, okay? Plus the sun, because that was definitely needed as well today. So thank you. Thank you for joining us. I'm super excited to see all of your faces, all of the energy, all the compliments and the love in the room. That has been very much needed as we've had a journey to get here today. So welcome. So I'm going to begin with our land acknowledgement. We validate and recognize that Grand Rapids Community College sits on the land of the original peoples, now represented by the Grand River Bands of Ottawa Indians. We honor and acknowledge the ancestral land of the Anishinaabe, Three Fires Confederacy of Ojibwe, Ottawa, and the Potawatomi peoples, and all indigenous peoples, past, present, and future. Welcome to the 26th Annual Salute to Women celebration. Happy Women's History Month. Thank you all again for joining us, both in person and virtually on the live stream. My name is Jamelia Hardley, Interim Director of the Woodrick Center for Inclusion and Multicultural Affairs. It is an honor to welcome you all in this space. I hope that you all can be yourselves, get comfortable, relax, take a break from all the things, especially emails, because I know that's what I'm taking a break from, and just be in this space and gather, fellowship, eat, because that's what I love to do. I love to feed my people. And just make sure that you are present and can be motivated in this space to learn something, to pour into somebody else, and allow somebody to pour into you as well, as we're acknowledging this a beautiful occasion. Before we begin, I want to take the time to acknowledge the folks in the room. If there are any Board of Trustee members or public officials, please rise if you're able to be acknowledged. Thank you for joining us. At this time, I would also be remiss if I didn't acknowledge my amazing selection committee this year. So if you are a part of this year's selection committee, if you are able to, please rise and be acknowledged. Thank you for your grace and your patience and putting up with me. All right. I would also like to acknowledge if there's any past recipients for the Salute to Women Award. If you're able to, please rise and be acknowledged at this time. I know it's some in here. All right, thank you. And now, I have the lovely privilege of acknowledging this year's, or introducing this year's MC. This human has poured into me since I was in high school. As soon as I met her, I knew that we would be connected for a very long time, and just having the honor and privilege to now be an adult in a professional world. When she saw me, I was just a little young buck on the basketball court, and she knew that she seen something in me that I didn't even recognize myself. So I would love to introduce you to Miss Shonda Vaughn. She will be our MC and facilitating us through this presentation today. So Ms. Shonda is an adjunct professor here at GRCC. She assists the college students in the knowledge, skills, tools, and strategy to be successful in higher academics and life. Shonda strives to live in purpose to make a positive impact on the lives of AITs, or adults in training, and families that she encounters. Additionally, she nurtures efforts to mobilize, engage, encourage, and motivate parents of students to be actively involved in AIT's educational journeys, experiences through high school in a meaningful manner. Ms. Shonda enjoys watching sports, Detroit basketball. She put that on there, so I wanted to make sure I give it my best shot. And the Lions, I know it's a toxic relationship, she says. Supporting and encouraging our community's difference makers, supporting and encourage the area's AITs at various athletic, extracurricular, and out-of-school events, baking and announcing high school and collegiate athletics. She also announces at my semi-pro basketball game too, but she didn't put that on there, so I'll just add it. However, more than anything, she treasures being present for her daughter, Sunshine, who also name is Alex. Please welcome Miss Shonda.
Good afternoon, people. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Isn't it such a wonderful opportunity to gather here for such an occasion? You know, we started off in one day, Women's History Day, or Women's Day, in 1917. I had to look that up. I said, 1917? Wow. Then it moved to a week in 1980. And now we got a whole month. Isn't that awesome? Where we get to celebrate women for an entire month since 1988. How was your lunch? Let's give it up for Creative Dining for the beautiful lunch. I can't eat yet because, you know, you get nervous when you have to do stuff like this. So she's going to save me a plate, right? So at this time, I have the distinct honor and privilege to introduce the Grand Rapids Community College's 11th president. So after Dr. Lepper comes up here, we will have a video for you and enjoy. But at this time, I need for y'all to put your hands together and some volume in your voices, and please join me in welcoming our president, Dr. Charles Lepper.
Thank you, Shonda. I'm gonna have to have you go around with me. That was amazing. So thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here to join you today and celebrate and honor the remarkable achievements of women and gender equity advocates at Grand Rapids Community College and within our community and beyond. The Salute to Women celebration is a testament to the significant impact and the contributions made by these exceptional individuals, whether as current or former employees, an alumnus, a student, or a community member. It is my pleasure to recognize and commend the outstanding efforts of our awardees who have demonstrated a deep commitment to advocacy, community service, leadership, and student engagement. GRCC celebrates your dedication and unwavering support toward gender equity and empowerment. As we come together to honor those exceptional individuals, let us also reflect on the importance of fostering an inclusive and equitable environment within our community where the contributions of all individuals are valued and celebrated. As you know, each one of us has the opportunity to have a positive impact on others, and I encourage you to share your experiences, as we've been doing at our table here, and continue to inspire each other to make a difference in our college and our greater community. Thank you all so much for being here, and now we'll turn the time to the video. Thank you.
Welcome to the first GRCC Salute to Women reception.
It's been 26 years that we've been recognizing women involved at GRCC.
And I'm coming back now to be able to help some of the students, to be able to give back what I've gotten.
It was a very humbling experience for them to be able to say, you've been out there in the community, you've been a leader, people look up to you, people come to you.
I come to work because I enjoy it, and I do a lot because it is fun. It's a source of happiness, and I like to help people learn, and I see that I have something to learn every day too. My daughters were young at the time, and they got to miss school. So it was a moment where I got to demonstrate for my daughters another part of my life outside of being mom.
When I think back of all the students I've had an opportunity to work with, and I think of their successes, that's my reward.
Recognition is very humbling. I know it was for me, but I think it's about the story and hearing women, what they've done, what they've overcome, or what they've aspired to do.
It's definitely relevant today. Equity is not ever going to be a societal issue that we fix, that we will reach a place in which we are done.
It is very relevant because what's going to happen is that more and more women are getting more involved.
This award speaks to what women have done at this college. It's so important to bring that to the forefront because so many individuals are making a difference.
Salute to women, it's all women. Does it matter? It's an opportunity to be inclusive. Our everyday ability to talk about gender and gender identities, it's super significant, important for us to continue this award and this process.
Grand Rapids Community College is one that continues to stay on the forefront. It all starts here, and I think that's very important.
All those amazing past recipients, and we're moving on so that we can recognize and honor our present recipients. But before we do that, let me introduce to you our poet for this afternoon. Her name, Mary Baker. Mary is a GRCC student currently majoring in accounting. She is an ambassador at the ODEI office with a passion for fostering partnerships and mentorship. Mary dedicates her time to studying, writing poetry, and expanding her professional network. Mary also is the mother of her beautiful daughter named Ohema. Mary shares that her daughter Ohema is her greatest inspiration and driving force. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Miss Mary Baker.
Hello, everyone. So this poem is titled Queen. I just feel like it's fitting. I am not sorry for who I am. I am not sorry my presence make you feel inferior. If you stop judging my look and feel my energy, you will feel love pouring out my interior. I am bold. I am colorful. I know I'm what makes this world wonderful. I'm sorry it's difficult for you to love me, but I am not sorry my light shining bright makes you uncomfortable. You don't know me or my story and all the pain I've endured. It helped me become the person I love the most, and that's myself. I don't have time to cry about generational curses. That'll distract me from building generational wealth. The gift that's in me will take me across the lands and over the seas. People will gather in massive crowds just to hear me speak. My light and energy is what makes me queen.
All right, Queen Mary, y'all snap it up for that piece. I love it. All right, now we get to begin the award ceremony. The Salute to Women Award celebrates the accomplishments of women and gender equity advocates who impact the Grand Rapids Community College community and beyond through advocacy, commitment, achievement, service leadership, mentorship, and engagement. 4 awards are presented annually to women who have achieved professional and personal excellence. During the month of March, a recipient will be honored representing each of the following groups: an alumnus, a current employee, a former employee, and a student. At this time, I would like to invite the nominator for the Alumna Award to come to the podium. Following the Alumnus Award presentation will be the Current Employee Award, and then the Former Employee Award, and then the Student Award. So y'all get the break from me for a minute, okay? I know y'all sad, but it'll be all right. It'll be all right. All right? Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Holly Christopher, and I am one of the tutorial coordinators here at GRCC. It is with great pleasure that I introduce Jody Bolins for this year's Salute to Women Alumni Award. During her tenure as a faculty member at GRCC, Jody devoted more than 20 years to enriching our institution, making a lasting impression on everyone she encountered. Jody's journey at GRCC, where she earned her associates in nursing, is a testament to her dedication to education and personal growth. As a non-traditional student returning to college to pursue her nursing degree, Jody encountered her own set of challenges and triumphs. While she worked full-time at GRCC, she went back to college again, and through her tireless efforts, she earned her master's in nursing. Throughout her time at GRCC, she shared these experiences openly with her colleagues and the many students she mentored, inspiring them to overcome obstacles and pursue their dreams. Personally, I had the privilege of working closely with Jody when I joined the Academic Support and Tutoring Services Department in 2007. From the beginning, she took me under her wing, serving not just as a colleague, but as a mentor and a friend. Jody's unwavering support and encouragement were especially evident as I navigated the challenges of being a working mother. She went above and beyond, offering invaluable advice and finding that delicate balance between work and family life. Jody emphasized the importance of taking time off to cherish the significant moments in my children's lives, always encouraging me to use my PTO for those precious occasions. When I faced childcare conflicts that made it difficult to attend early morning faculty association meetings, Jody selflessly stepped in to cover for me without hesitation, and that's when they were at 6:30 a.m. She went above, so Jody's impact on our institution extends far beyond her role as a faculty member. She embodies the spirit of mentorship, compassion, and dedication to both her profession and those around her. Her contributions have left an indelible mark on our community, inspiring countless individuals to pursue their passions and overcome challenges. Her legacy of empowerment and support continues to resonate with all of those who have the privilege of knowing her. Thank you, and congratulations.
Wow, what do you say after that? I just would like to say that today, as I accept this award, I'm really honored and humbled as I think of all of the people that are so worthy and deserving of this award, and I'd like to thank those who nominated me and who are giving me this today. So I'd also like to say I'm just kind of offering up symbolically to accept the award on behalf of all the alumni who have chased after their own dreams and followed me as they have come through GRCC and have improved their lives and improved the lives of our community. I've truly had no greater privilege than to be part of GRCC. So I thank you today for that. Just to share a little bit about my story, not so much. I think Holly shared quite a bit about my work here, but I would like to just share a little bit about myself and how I got here. To take a quote from David Copperfield, to begin my life with the beginning of my life. I'm not going to go back quite that far, but when I was 5 years old, I was hit by a car in front of my childhood home. I spent time in our local hospital in a large ward of a pediatric unit, directly across the hall from the newborn nursery. On that stay, as I limped through the hallways, peering through the window of that nursery, I dreamed of becoming a nurse and taking care of those babies. Well, life happened, and as with many of our GRCC students, I married young and had a family. But I never lost sight of that 5-year-old dream. In 1991, 30 years after that hospital stay, Grand Rapids Junior College became Grand Rapids Community College, giving me the chance to fulfill that childhood dream. I began that journey in 1992 with prereqs and waiting lists. Some things never change. And when I graduated in 1998, that job taking care of those babies was waiting for me at Butterworth Hospital, where I had worked during my nursing school years on the women's health units. What I hadn't realized in my little 5-year-old brain was that those babies in that nursery came with moms. Taking care of those babies started me on a lifetime of supporting women in our community, first at the hospital as they were establishing their own families, and then at GRCC. Following my time at Butterworth Hospital on the antepartum and postpartum units, I returned to GRCC as the Health Sciences Center coordinator, providing support predominantly in that area at that time to female students. We all know that women return to school for a variety of reasons, and life goes on during those school days. During my time at GRCC, I always tried to remember what it was like to be a student as an older adult with a family. It wasn't an easy endeavor. Sometimes kids were up all night and you still had to go to class and take that test the next day. I remember that women often started their own families during their nursing school days, and I came back around to those babies again. Over the years, I had heard the stories of young, new moms at GRCC pumping while in their cars in the parking lot, or while sitting on a toilet in the bathroom, as they tried to maintain the medically advised breastfeeding of their new babies. I had periodically tucked students into storage rooms or closets so they could pump in privacy and rush back to class. In 2013, the Old North building was renovated and renamed Cook Hall, and 2 floors were dedicated to health programs. It was a perfect opportunity to advocate for a small area to be set aside for GRCC students and staff to have a clean, private space to pump so they could continue their schooling or work life with a little one at home and not be forced to sacrifice the benefits of breastfeeding. Thus, the lactation room on the 4th floor of Cook Hall. It wasn't much, but it was a start. Life doesn't wait for a break in the semester, and students can't always take a break in life. But we can make that journey easier for students at GRCC by looking for those sometimes unconventional ways to support them. At GRCC, educating students is our goal. But as those students follow their educational dreams, supporting the whole person must be our mission. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I have the great pleasure to introduce Sophia Brewer as the Salute to Women Employee Award nominee or winner. My name's Mike Kliwitter. I'm a colleague of Sophia's. I'm a librarian here at the college. I'm also serve as the college's archivist. So I was not the only one to submit a nomination letter, but I have the great pleasure to be able to share my thoughts about Sophia and how she has contributed a high level to all 6 areas of criteria for this honor. For advocacy, during Sophia's 10 years as a librarian at GRCC, she has been at the forefront for advocating the advancement of women and gender equity, not only at GRCC, but in the Grand Rapids community and beyond. Sophia has served as a member of the college's diversity team and was involved in the diversity lecture series, presented to students participating in the annual Latino Youth Conferences, co-chaired CAP 3.2 that focused on building an exclusive campus for all, and developed and led the Building Blocks of Social Equity series, which ran from 2021 to 22. In March 2023, Sophia was appointed by Dr. Lepper to co-lead the GRCC LDEI task force, which was formed to facilitate the assessment of GRCC's diversity, equity, and inclusion services and programs. DEI are among Sophia's core values, and she lives and breathes these values in every aspect of her life. Community. Sophia has made a significant impact in the Grand Rapids community and beyond related to the advancement of women and gender equity. In 2018, Sophia became a member and researcher for the Greater Grand Rapids Women's History Council Board. She has engaged in research chronicling the role of women, especially African American women, in local, state, and national history. In 2021, Sophia interviewed Miss Birdie Lee Walker, a 103-year-old woman who in 1961 became one of the first African Americans to register to vote in Maycomb, Mississippi. Her research has been published in the Women's History Council newsletter and the Grand Rapids Times. Sophia has also volunteered at the GRPS Grade School to Grad School for Girls Conference. Sophia's community service goes beyond her strong support of women and gender equity. She has also utilized her experience as a librarian advocate of public libraries for running for and winning a seat on the Grand Rapids Public Library Board of Commissioners for a 6-year term that ran from 2016 to 2022. In 2023, Sophia spearheaded an effort to create an integrated library system for the Kent County Juvenile Detention Center Library. This system will enable the detention center staff to better track their book collection. Achievement. Sophia is the ultimate role model of what an academic librarian should aspire to. In 2023, she was elected to the Michigan Library Association as a director at large. She was steered to this role by one of MLA's top strategic priorities, efforts around equity, diversity, accessibility, and belonging. Sophia is a great ambassador for GRCC, and her election to this position reflects positively on the college. As with most librarians, Sophia is a champion against book banning, and in the fall of 23, she moderated a panel discussion about book bans and censorship at Grand Valley State University. This truly shows that Sophia just doesn't talk the talk, but actively supports a cause she believes in. Service leadership. In addition to those previously mentioned, Sophia has served on many teams during her tenure at GRCC, including numerous faculty search committees. For the college's recent HLC comprehensive evaluation, Sophia co-chaired Criterion 5, which addresses institutional effectiveness, resources, and planning. She is also co-chair for the current Provost Screening Committee. These service and leadership appointments require a lot of time away from an individual's everyday job responsibilities, but it has an impact Sophia's effectiveness as a librarian or colleague. Mentorship. Sophia places students' success above any personal goals and has served as a mentor to dozens of students. Just one example is her helping numerous students in their application to admission to the University of Michigan by providing encouragement, proofreading their student essays, and guiding them to scholarship opportunities. Finally, engagement. As a librarian, Sophia teaches students information literacy skills that are essential to success, not only in college, but in life. Over the course of a year, Sophia interacts with hundreds of students. She is the librarian who primarily works with students in integrated reading and writing and English as a second language. In fact, she's working with 2 of those classes today. Her empathy and compassion is second to none, and exactly what these students need to develop belongingness and achieve success. Sophia is an advocate for all students, but especially first-generation students who are unfamiliar with the ins and outs of higher education and need extra help. She will meet one-on-one with students when it's convenient for them and will often stay longer to do this. So to close, I had a dream last night. I was a superhero. and those of you who know me know the actual truth. I wish I could remember more details, but in real life, Sophia is a shero. The way she carries herself and her work both at GRCC and in the community. I'm privileged to have Sophia as a colleague and friend, and congratulate her on this well-deserved recognition.
Thank you. I want to thank the selection committee. I want to thank Mike and Cynthia and Brian and my entire library family for nominating me. And so I kind of want to talk a little bit. And I was trying to organize this in my head, so right away you know it's a mess, right? And so, but I am going to try to tell you how I really feel off the top of my head amidst all the things that are in my head right now. So give me some grace. So when I got this award, I kind of been planning, I'm like, okay, so how am I going to, I went straight to, what I'm going to say during my nomination speech. This is my time to say something profound. And I couldn't think of anything. I'm like, okay. So I guess I wanted to start off thinking about myself, right? And I started off thinking about how did I become the person that I am, right? And so I started thinking about how some people say that the Creator, God created us, and God knows who we are going to be from the time we are born, right? Other people say, oh, no. It's what you learn in your formative years, is what your family teach you, what you grow up believing, what was modeled to you in those formative years. That's why right now Florida is trying to ban people from social media, because those formative years is so important, right? And so do we learn to be who we are in our formative years? And then there are others who say that we are who we are because the environment that we are in. That our environment, that we are adaptable to our environments. And so I am trying to think about who I should thank about for getting this award. Of course, I, like all the musicians and rappers that win award, want to thank God for creating me. I also want to thank my mom and my family. My mom, who was who struggled in her life, told me to do as I say and not as I do, because she did not want for me to have to go through or live the life that she lived. But then I also have to think, if we're thinking about that third option, the environment. Since I am getting this award for the work that I do here at GRCC and in this community, that means this environment produced all of that work. This environment produced what I was able to do. And so while I accept this award, the award to me is more about people like Mike, who wrote a 2.5-page nomination letter about me. So really, someone who's willing to do that deserves this award. Or Cynthia, who is a cheerleader for me every single step I make. Go, Sophia, you're gonna be great. She's always building me up. And so
this award is about her as well. But I also think this award is about all of you. Because you, this GRCC family, is the environment where I have been able to do all the things that I have been able to do. So while you salute me and I accept this award, I salute you. Because if I'm worthy, so are you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, all of you. My name is Dr. Madeta Murariga, and I have the privilege to introduce Oleta Cardwell, PhD. Oleta is an exceptionally qualified educator and nonprofit management specialist with over 30 years of professional, administrative, and leadership experience. Dr. Cardwell is an efficiency expert and highly skilled in capacity building by maximizing and utilizing resources. Her distinguished career includes Executive Director of Camp Baber, Assistant Professor, Athletic Director at Grand Rapids Community College, and Program Manager for TechSoup. In April 2023, Dr. Cardwell joined the Michigan Council of Women in Technology as their executive director. With a wealth of professional and volunteer experience, Dr. Cardwell has used her development skills to leverage potential donations into new assets for several organizations. She served on the board of directors for the Community Development Advocates of Detroit, Metro Detroit Council of Christian Churches, the Urban Renewal Commission for the City of Colorado Springs, Colorado, the Association of Gospel Rescue Missions, and Southfield Downtown Development Authority for Southfield, Michigan. Dr. Cardwell serves on the board of directors for the National Association of Women Business Owners, Greater Grand Rapids Chapter, and is the Chief Executive Officer of Beyond Existing Enterprises. Dr. Cardwell earned a Bachelor of Public Affairs from Wayne State University, a Master of Science in Management from Cardinal Stritch, and a Doctorate of Philosophy in Public Administration, Public Policy and Administration, specializing in nonprofit management from Walden University. Dr. Cardwell is the mother of one adult daughter and serves as an elder for Greenfield Presbyterian Church. An avid explorer, she has traveled extensively throughout the United States, Mexico, and the Eastern and Western Caribbean, and maybe next time Africa. Please help me to congratulate the nominee, Dr. Oleta Cardwell, for earning this prestigious award, a former Grand Rapids employee.
Thank you. I'm not brave like Sophia, so I wrote something down. So winning the Salute to Women Award in the former employee category is a tremendous honor and a validation of the hard work and dedication. As a former employee, this award signifies that the efforts to create a more inclusive and supportive environment for all stakeholders have not gone unnoticed. I am proud to have been recognized for my contributions in advocacy, community service, and leadership. These are areas that I am deeply passionate about, and being honored motivates me to continue striving for excellence in everything I do. Gender equality is a cause close to my heart. This award serves as a reminder that my work in this field is making a difference. It is a testament to the progress made, but also a call to action to keep pushing forward and striving for greater equality and inclusivity. I want to thank everyone, and there's a lot of people in here that was part of my life and still is, that has supported me, including my family. My mother, Fanny Johnson, is here, and my daughter, Candace Caldwell. My colleagues, there's too many to name here, especially from GRCC when I was here. Students, Delicia is here. Oh my God, she was one of my first students in the first class when I was at GRCC, and she's still here and supports me. And community members. Thank you to Dr. Matheda Riga for nominating me. This award is not just a reflection of my individual efforts, but a recognition of the collective work that we have all done to create a more equitable and just society. I am truly, truly grateful for this award and the opportunity to continue positively impacting the GRC community and beyond. Because as you know, as the Executive Director of the Michigan Council of Women in Technology, I just signed a letter of support to Dr. Leppert and the IT department. And I'm doing something with the Children's Museum, so I'm still a part of the Grand Rapids area. So I am inspired to keep pushing the boundaries, challenging norms, and advocating for gender equality in all aspects of my life. Thank you to the Salute to Women Awards for this honor, and I look forward to continuing to be a champion for gender equity in the future. Thank you very much.
Susie was nominated by Alyssa Gomez, and she couldn't be here today, so I will be reading on her behalf. Dear committee, when I think of a student leader, I think of Susie Chavez. Susie is a current student employee, and student leader here at GRCC. Susie, in all of who she embodies, what it means for a person to have an impact across the GRCC community and beyond. Let me show you why. Advocacy. Susie's commitment to the advancement of women and gender equity is shown in her everyday life. Through her daily event planning with Campus Activities Board, she is consistently the student leader that commits to bring in different perspectives and different considerations to our planning efforts. She is always sharing her voice to inspire consideration and inclusion for all students on campus. Commitment. Like previously mentioned, Susie holds at least 3 roles on campus, and she is committed to the community here at GRCC. She is a student studying graphic design and is engaged with her classes and classmates regularly. She is also the Vice President of Special Events with CAB, an appointed student organization on campus that is responsible for planning and implementing fun, community-building events for students. She is also a current student employee at the Woodrick Center, where she consistently influences the experience of both students and employees on campus. Achievement. Susie is a graphic designer, and she uses her skills in the best way she knows how to serve the general public and the promotion of equity and inclusion. Susie has used her graphic design skills in CAB in the Student Life and Conduct Office and in the Woodrick Center. She has provided quality, appealing artwork to help support events and programs across campus for the last 2 years. Service leadership. I would definitely describe Susie's leadership style as service leadership because she is committed to the big picture of equity in community and is flexible and persistent in creating the world that she so nobly envisions. Her strength in putting others first for the good of the cause is a quality rarely seen nowadays. Mentorship. Susie has the temperament and wisdom to lead her peers well. She empowers others with her encouraging language and inspires people to do the best they can with whatever they have. Students look up to Susie and see her as a strong mentor at the college. Engagement. As previously mentioned, Susie is highly involved in the campus community and she loves it. Her positive attitude is contagious and something that should not be overlooked. As you can see, Susie is one great person in the community. She is committed, positive, encouraging, equity-focused, and puts all her effort into making GRCC as great as it could be. Please consider Susie for the Salute to Women GRCC Student Award. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Sheena's gonna stay with me because she's my emotional support always. So it's truly an honor to stand before you today and be recognized as the recipient of the 26th Annual Salute to Women Student Award. This acknowledgement not only symbolizes personal achievement for me, but I also think it's important to recognize the collective efforts of countless individuals who tirelessly advocate for gender equality and dedicate themselves to serving our community. First and foremost, I want to express my sincere gratitude to the organizers and the committee members of this event for their commitment to highlighting and celebrating the accomplishments of women and gender equity advocates who impact the GRCC community and beyond. In a world where women's voices are still often marginalized and silenced, events like this serve as a shining ray of hope, reminding us that the remarkable strides that we have made towards achieving equality while acknowledging the work that still lies ahead. Moreover, I am deeply grateful for the opportunity to serve my community. It's a privilege I do not take lightly. Through service and connection, we can truly make a meaningful impact, uplifting those who are marginalized, advocating for those who are voiceless, and striving to create a more just and equitable society for all. Together, we can create a world where every woman is celebrated, every voice is heard, and every individual has the opportunity to thrive. In closing, I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to all of those who support me through this journey, to all the incredible women that I admire, to my sister Leslie, who's right there, for navigating life with me and as I learn and grow, to Jamelia Hardley back there, for always seeing the greatness in me, even when I don't sometimes, to Alyssa Gomez, who nominated me, for her unwavering support and guidance, and lastly, but definitely not least, to Ms. Sheena Weaver here for encouraging me to always be myself and show up as my most authentic self in everything that I do. These women have driven my success, and I strive to embody them in everything that I do, no matter what. I'm eternally grateful for your belief in me. Thank you.
All right, y'all. So we did these individual claps, but if you know me, I like to celebrate people. So I need for us to stand up and just make some noise for these women who are living out what it means to be responsible and relevant. Miss Jolie Bolins, Miss Sophia Brewer, Dr. Orletta Caldwell, and Miss Susie Chavez. Congratulations, congratulations. You know, I'm sitting up here and I'm listening about each one of these beautiful women, and we had someone who was a breastfeeding advocate. I love it, right? Children don't get as sick and stuff, and they stay healthier. We have a women's advocate in Miss Sophia Brewer, like across all industries, right? We have an efficiency expert that travels. So now we gotta talk because I can go in your luggage, like I'm potty trained, you know what I mean? I cook every once in a while, like no problem, all right? And then we have this lovely, I call it AIT, adult in training, who's a graphic designer, who is also making it happen, 3 organizations on top of school, leadership, leadership, leadership in the present, in the future. Remember her name, okay? Miss Susie Chavez, remember that name, because you are destined for greatness, baby. All right? So now we're going to keep this moving. We're about to hear from another GRCC student. GRCC is just repping up in here, okay? We have a solo performance coming up by Mr. Tyrell Jackson Streets. Tyrell has been a GRCC student for almost 2 years. He is majoring in theater. Tyrell serves as the president of the Black African Student Union here at GRCC. He is passionate about singing, and y'all know what I'm talking about once y'all see. He started singing in elementary school and performing in high school. Tyrell shares, though, that he was bullied for singing well and being loud. But while his personality remains the same, he overcame that adversity and embraced his true gifts of singing and his other talents. He is now recognized and celebrated across the city of Grand Rapids. Tyrell plans to become an entertainer, a film actor, and an independent music artist. Y'all better get them selfies now. Because you know they go for some money when they make it big, right? You know what? Let's go on and do this right now. Let's make this happen right now. Y'all better follow suit. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the future entertainer, film actor, and independent music artist, Mr. Tyrell Jackson Streets.
She's just a girl and she's on fire, hotter than a fantasy, lonely like a highway. She's living in a world and it's on fire, filled with catastrophe, hotter than the hottest thing. Say, oh, she's got both feet on the ground and she's burning it down. Oh, she's got her head in the clouds and she's not coming down. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. Yeah, this girl is on fire. Looks like a girl, but she's a flame. How that you can burn your eyes. Better look the other way. You can try, but you never forget her name. She's on top of the world, hottest of the hottest girls. Say, oh, we've got our feet on the ground and we're burning it down. Oh, we've got our heads in the clouds and we're not coming down. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is on fire. Everybody stares as she goes by, 'cause they see the flame that's in her eyes. Watch her as she lighting up the night. Nobody knows that she's a lonely girl, and it's a lonely world. but she gon' let it burn, baby, burn, baby. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is on fire. Oh. She's just a girl and she's on fire.
Mr. Tyrell Jackson Streets. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a part of the program, but I'm going to do it anyhow because I need for y'all. What did y'all think about this event today, this celebration? What did y'all think about it? Okay, I'm going to try that again. What did y'all think about the 26th annual Women to Salute program today? That's better. That's better. And the reason why I asked is because this person named Miss Jamelia Hardley, I call her B-Ball because, like she said, I've known her since a wee bee, and she was on the basketball court, and she was like, you know what I'm saying, which earned her way to the University of Michigan on a basketball scholarship, where she has some records and stuff. Look, come on. I need for y'all to give it up for the organizer of the 26th annual Women's Salute to Women's Day program, Miss Jamelia Hardley.
Listen, Tyrell, I feel like a proud parent. I got one tear right here, just hanging right there, just for you. Tyrell taught himself that song in the last 48 hours. In the midst of class, got some performances next week. That was truly amazing, so thank you for stepping up and rocking it. So I'm super proud of you. So let's give it up one more time for everyone in the room, our amazing recipients. So I do a lot of programs and I do a lot of events on this campus, and this by far is my favorite because it allows me the opportunity to create a space to celebrate, to recognize, to meet new people, to be inspired. I always like to say, like, yes, I'm a basketball player, I do all these amazing things, but to know and to learn and to hear some of the amazing things that people are doing in other industries, other fields, meeting you all, being inspired. You know, there's a lot of amazingness on this campus that we don't always take the time to recognize and just celebrate and say, you're doing great, you're doing amazing. And I get the chance to do that by creating this space, by making it beautiful for you all, inviting the kids to party as well. So I just want to thank you all so much for supporting me, supporting this event, showing up, doing your role, doing your part, putting up with all my questions and my madness, and making this event happen, because I truly cannot do it without each of you each and every day. So thank you again. I never know when to say clap, so whenever y'all feel inclined to clap or snap, just do that. So a couple of things as we have reached the end of today's event. There are some amazing party favors over here. Please take one or two, because I do not want to take any of them back in my office. So please take those. Those are for you, to say thank you and just to be in this moment, and hopefully you have an amazing experience and have had an amazing experience with our time today. I also want to take the time to just say thank you again to our Salute to Women selection committee this year. To the lovely Miss Shonda who brought the energy and more, like I knew she would. Thank you. To Keaton and the creative dining team who always takes care of me and every event that I put on and all the last minute. Listen, he called me today and I was like, hey, Keaton. He was like, listen, I got some questions for you. I'm like, all right, I got some answers for you. So thank you, Keaton, and your team is always truly amazing and just very hospitable and always up for the challenge of doing all the things that we need you to do. So thank you. Andrew, who is behind the camera, who always shines and shows up for us as well. He was responsible for the headshots in the back, so thank you so much for being here. The communications team for all of the announcements and the extensions that we've had for deadlines and just being super flexible and offering grace and making sure that announcements have been made and shared and that communication has been sent out. So thank you again. The media team, Connor and everyone, Chelsea, Kevin, they helped out with the presentations. They wouldn't let me move the monitors, which is probably best because they'd probably been on the ground or something. But yes, they have been super remarkable in making sure this event has been streamed and captioned well and helping us with all of the media needs that we needed, as well as the presentation. So thank you again for staying up late to make sure that that was taken care of. Our amazing students, Tyrell and Mary. Is the soup good? It looked good. I can't wait to try it. So thank you for stepping up and just honoring my requests. I see something amazing in you. Coming into my office and just sharing your lives with me and wanting me to be a part of your journeys. And every time I ask y'all a question and y'all come and share different things with me, it fulfills me and why I truly do what I do every single day. So thank you so much for sharing your gifts with us today. The JRCC community, again, thank you so much for supporting our office and our work. And last but not least, again, thank you to this year's recipients. Congratulations. Thank you for all that you all do. And thank you for continuing to support our students, our community, in each and every special way. So thank you again. All right, that concludes the 26th Annual Salute to Women Celebration and Luncheon. May you go in peace, enjoy the sun. Again, I wrap my arms around y'all because it's still too cold, but take care, and if you've had some travels, safe travels to you all as well. And if you have any questions or need anything, please let me know. And again, take those party boxes, please. Thank you so much. I'm so sorry. I have one more thank you. One more thank you. Our amazing interpreter,